Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday the 15th of April 2023. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Tarot of the Witches for today's reading, a deck I really like. You know what, I just want to mention the other day one of my videos was rated 18 and over, which, I mean, my videos are for grown-ups anyway, but it was flagged because of animated nudity. And you had to sign in and kind of confirm your age, so it was just a bit of a pain. But the problem is that in a lot of the tarot decks, there is nudity. And it's because nudity in the tarot symbolizes vulnerability and laying yourself bare and being authentic and getting to the core truth of who you are. So that might crop up in future again, you know, that they become R-rated because of the actual images. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to try and worry which cards have nudity in them and which don't. I'm not going to only use decks which are like PG, 12 or 10 or whatever, because I like all my decks and I'm not going to censor them. I think it's a little bit I mean, it's symbolic, right? It's not meant any other way. All right, so I just wanted to put that out there in case you were wondering. Let's see, this is for Saturday, the 15th of April. Let's see what the cards want to say. Saturday the 15th. Got the Eight of Pentacles, so productivity, hard work, being able to get loads done. Then we've got the Sun, which is personal power, a sense of happiness, being connected with the inner child, and the inner child is in a good mood. The sun is shining, life has possibilities. And finally, the Five of Pentacles, which is tough times and hardship and rejection. So that's interesting because what that immediately says, that at the core of your life, we've got the major arcana card here, the Sun, is you and your inner child, and you have access to this your whole life. And whether times are tough and you've been kicked out somewhere and there's financial insecurity and it's difficult to find a place to call home, or you're at the top of your game, or you're working and you're being super productive and you're making money and building castles and doing all these things, the cards are saying that it's important for a particular reason on this day to remember that whether you're up or you're down is completely irrelevant. The focus ought to be you and your happiness. And I think on a deeper level, it means that please don't confuse yourself and your presence here on planet Earth with material things. Don't only identify yourself through your job, or whether you're successful at your job, or whether you're in between jobs, or whatever your circumstances may be, where you live, or what your health is like at the moment. The cards are kind of giving a reminder that it doesn't matter where you are in life, that you can access the inner child, talk to it, and receive its kind of youthful optimism and happiness and joy that is completely untouched by your experience on planet Earth. I think that was a line from this play called Angels in America, which I watched years ago. And there's this one sequence where one person who's ill goes into a dream, and this other woman who is ill with addiction, she also goes into a dream. And they meet in the dream. And they can see beyond the veil of who they are in the real world. And they can, in this dream realm, they can see into each other's soul. And this man is really, really ill. He's terminally ill, I think. And she reaches out to him and she touches him. And she says, do you know what? There's a part of you that is completely free of any kind of disease or illness. There's a part of inside of you which is unblemished and perfect and pure. And that's what we all have, whether it's illness or it's tough times or whatever. There's this part in ourselves that nothing and no one can reach other than the universe, and it owns that part, not the world. So this is a beautiful kind of message that if you connect with your inner self through a spiritual connection, or you do something that you enjoy, like this kid likes to ride horses, maybe you enjoy that too, maybe go for a horse ride. You're able to reclaim that power that may have been lost and that you may feel the world is taken from you, and you're able to reclaim that power. And then once you have it, and you already do have it, it's just about consciously realizing it, you can then use it to change the circumstances in whichever way you want. If you have your inner child on board, you're empowered. You can take this, you can get rid of all the snow, you can sort the whole thing out. If you have no power, this is a disaster. If you remember who you are first, and you use your power and you channel it into being productive, that's when you work really well and you can have success. But if it's just about the work and you feel like you're on your last legs, you're not going to be productive and consistent very long. So the cards are saying, please return to yourself by doing something for yourself, treating yourself, doing something you enjoy, connecting with your higher self, doing a little ritual for yourself that confirms something that you want for the future, journaling, a vision board, exercising, going for a nice meal if you enjoy that, maybe spending time with friends and family, discussing what's happening for you, plans for the future, doing something that you've never done before that you think you may enjoy. Any of those things are really important here today to recapture the sun. And if you think of the chakra system, the sun is your solar plexus chakra. It's at the center of your torso. It's what energizes you. It's what empowers you. So this is a day of empowering yourself so that you then can change practical circumstances in future if you want to. So let's look at each card. So the Eight of Pentacles, Eight in numerology is strength and power. And we can see this woman here. She's creating these beautiful pentacles and she's lining them all up. They're identical. She's an expert. She does incredible work. So with that card, you're able to get a lot done today in a practical sense. But I feel it's more important to kind of work on your own inner sense of strength and well-being than it is to be extremely prolific in your working life output. So balance that out, I suppose. Do a little bit of work and be very productive and get things done quickly and well. But then also, I would say make most of the day about you and checking in with yourself and making sure that you feel good. Because it's almost like the inner child is so close to you today. It's saying, hey, I've got something to say. If we maybe tweak this or if we change this, then life is going to feel much happier, much easier. We'll feel stronger as a team here, you and me. So the 19th card in the Major Arcana is near the end. There are only 21 cards in the Major Arcana. So by the time you've got to the 19th here, you've been through the Hanged Man and the Emperor and the Wheel of Fortune, and you realize that a lot of the world is about you, and that a lot of the things that happen, you have some sort of say in, and what you bring to a situation hugely influences what the outcome is going to be. So the focus shifts from kind of feeling like things are being done to you by the outside world, and you shift that around and you say, well, what am I going to do with the world here? So I'm not a victim, I'm not powerless, I have energy, life, and what am I going to use that for? Finally, the Five of Pentacles is usually two people who've been kicked out of church. They're now out in the snow. They have to make it on their own. It's rejection. And it's interesting because 5 in numerology is freedom. And here we've got a tree which really doesn't look like it's currently flourishing, even though it's got pentacles on it. So the 5 of Pentacles is about accepting that certain things don't work out, and that it's much better to let it go than to try and change yourself and to force yourself into doing something that you don't like. So if something isn't working, look at that for what it really is and what it represents in your life and what it gives you, and see if you want to continue to engage with it or if you want to be free of it. and to return to your power, and then maybe to look at other options. Because if I'm looking at my options from a completely weakened state, if I'm ill, I've been sick in bed for 2 weeks, and I look at my life options, the whole thing is going to look pretty grim because I feel grim. But if I get myself in a good spot first, if I do things that I enjoy, I feed myself, I nurture, I nourish my body with nutrients, and I do things which are good for my soul, and then I look at my options, those options are going to look much brighter and those options are going to be much better. So that's what the cards, I feel, are saying today. Ignore the outside world to a certain extent. It really isn't that relevant. What's relevant today is you, where you are, how you feel, and what you want to go out into the world and do for you. So it's thrive mode instead of survival mode. Number-wise, we've got 8 and 19. It's 27. And 5 is 32. And 3 and 2 is 5 again, and 5 is freedom. So the numbers are underlining the fact that you're able to kind of escape something that no longer works, or you're able to recognize that this is a situation that potentially you should free yourself from. And that then is super empowering. I don't know, I think all of us, like when we're teenagers, like we take these jobs initially to get some experience, but then the jobs often aren't the greatest. And I think a lot of people have experienced the satisfaction of handing in their notice and saying, I quit, and walking out of there. It's not the most responsible and productive thing to do if you're looking to pay bills. But if you're looking to regain your sense of, oh my God, my life, I'm free, I don't have to endure this horrible work every day, then certainly it is very liberating. So I'm not saying quit your jobs. I'm not saying let go of things that you require, but I'm saying there's an opportunity here for you to regain your joy. And once you have that, to make decisions which then will contain that joy in your future. So that really is a way of freeing yourself. I hope you have a great day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.